Hi, this is Togo. Let's review what action is good. Page 83 to 90 from Awareness Through Movement by Moshe Feldenkrais. Either this book or this book. It is possible to tighten a screw with a kitchen knife, but both the knife and the screw will be damaged. Is this action effective? What makes for a well-performed action? Moshe listed 7 qualities. Let's review those. 1. Reversibility is a mark of voluntary movement. Fully conscious, deliberate voluntary movements are reversible. If it is possible to interrupt and continue the movement with equal ease in any desired direction at any moment of time with a minimum muscular effort. Deep tendon reflex, clonus, shivering, or spasm are irreversible because they are involuntary. 2. Light and easy movements are good. A good deliberate movement is produced when there is no conflict between voluntary control and the body's automatic reaction to gravity, and when the two combine and aid each other to perform an action that appears to have been directed by a single center. Voluntary movement is usually effective with relatively slow movements, so long as the movement does not endanger the body or cause such pain that automatic reaction takes over or bypass the willed decision. Learn how to turn strenuous movement into effective, smooth, and easy movements by finding the exquisite point of voluntary control and the body's automatic reaction to gravity. 3. Avoiding difficulties establishes behavioral norms. I cannot learn how to dance. I'm not sociable by nature. I shall never understand mathematics. The limit that one sets for oneself will stop one's development, not only in the field that one has decided to abandon, but also in one's entire personality. The feeling that something is too difficult will spread and engulf other activities. Proceed very slowly to learn to find your own innate rhythm. The slowness is necessary for the discovery of parasitic superfluous exertion and its partial elimination. Make the unthinkable real and put the impossible within our grasp. When learning is pleasurable and easy, breathing becomes simple. You make the impossible into possible, the difficult into the easy, and the easy into the present. 4. There is no limit to improvement. When activity is freed of tension and superfluous effort, harmonious organization of the senses and muscles make for greater sensitivity, better discrimination, and greater ease in action. Moshe described a beautiful example. An actor, speaker, or teacher who has suffered from hoarseness begins to study ways of improving his enunciation in order to rid himself of his trouble. He will start by trying to locate the excess effort he makes in his breathing apparatus and throat. When he has learned to reduce the expenditure of the effort and to speak more easily, he will note to his surprise that he has also been doing unnecessary work with the muscle of his jaw and tongue, work of which he was previously unaware and which contributed in his hoarseness. Thus, the ease achieved in one area will make closer and more accurate observation possible in related areas. When he continues to practice his new achievement and can use the muscle of his tongue and jaw without effort, he may discover that he has been using only the back of his mouth and his throat to produce his voice, not the front part of his mouth. This involved a greater effort in breathing because greater air pressure was needed to force the voice through the mouth. When he learned to use the front of his mouth as well, speaking will have become far easier, and he will discover that there has also been improvement in the use of the muscle of the chest and diaphragm. He will now discover to his surprise that The interference with the muscle of the chest, diaphragm, and the front of the mouth were due to continuous tension in the muscle of the nape of the neck that forced his head and chin forward and distorted his breathing and speaking organs. This will lead him further discoveries connected with his manner of standing and of moving. What all that means is that total personality is involved in proper speech. The man discovered that his voice, previously limited to a single octave, will now reach both considerably higher and lower pitches. He discovers an entirely new quality of his voice and finds that he can sing. This again opens up new possibilities in wider fields and reveals capacity of which he had never dreamed before. The better can be bettered and improved. The right and correct remains forever right and correct, and the limit forever. 5. Use large muscles for the heavy work. Delicate movement needs wrist, fingers, ankles, and toes, but the entire musculature is involved in bringing the finer extremities to the place where they perform. Elbows and knees particularly are involved in all the skills of the human body. The shoulder and the hip are necessary where more power is needed. The largest and strongest muscles, buttocks, thighs, and abdominals, are connected to the pelvis and are designed for the heavy work of moving the body. In a well-organized body, work done by the large muscle is passed on to its final destination through the bones by weaker muscle, but without losing much of its power on the way. 6. Forces working at the angle to the main path cause damage. Under ideal conditions, the work done by the body passes lengthwise through the spine and the bone of the limbs. If the body forms angle to the main line of action, part of the effort made by the pelvic muscle will not reach the point at which it was directed. In addition, ligaments and joints will suffer damage. For example, when the arm is bent at the right angle at the elbow, the force in the hand itself cannot be larger than that of the forearm alone. Action becomes difficult and uncomfortable because the force of the large muscle cannot be helpful since it is almost wholly absorbed by the body. When we push against something with one hand with the arm fully extended, the force of pelvic muscle will operate straight through the arm and hand. Good bodily organization makes it possible to carry out most normal actions without any feeling of effort or strain. 7. Develop paths of ideal action. The ideal path of action for the skeleton as it moves from one position to another is the path through which it would move if it had no muscle at all, if the bone were linked only by ligaments. If the body is organized and the bone follows the path indicated by the skeleton pulled up by its head, the muscular effort will be transmitted through the bones and all the effort of the pelvic muscle will be turned into useful work. In summary, well-performed actions have qualities of 1. Reversible. 2. Light and easy. 3. Make the unthinkable real, impossible into possible. 4. Better can be bettered and improved. 5. Use large muscles for the heavy work. 6. The force goes through the spine and the bones of limbs. 7. The path of least effort. Thank you very much. Have a day that is well.